Kangascloud out of the shroud. Coming at you loud like an explode.
Everybody, it's Kangascloud. Welcome back for another Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Now, it's been a little while since I've uploaded one of these. Too long. Alright, update time. Surprise update time. I've been a little busy. In case you didn't know, I was at PAX Prime over this last weekend. Oh my gosh. I have a vlog coming. Hopefully I'll be uploading that by the end of this weekend. I'm not sure what the dates are, just whatever this next week it is. Anyway, but a vlog is incoming for that. I've got some really great footage, and just to sum it up in one word, it was just amazing. It was an amazing experience. I learned a lot. I met a lot of really cool people there, people that I'll never forget the rest of my life. So that's one thing, you know, being in the Pokemon community or just the gaming community in general, Nintendo, any games, it's a great community of people when you find the right people. So I'm really happy that you guys are here watching my videos, and I'm really happy to be able to make them for you. So keep coming back. Leave me comments, leave me suggestions. If you like something, leave a like. That's important to me. That lets me know that I'm doing something right or I'm doing something wrong. You know, if I don't see as many likes, I'll say, I gotta talk to my peeps, see what they want to see. But so I got another Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle, like I said. And this one is against my good friend, Christie. You'll find her at Twitter at Christiebeast. I'm going to leave some links down below for her because she really is an amazing person. She's been helping me quite a bit. She's been doing a lot of graphics for me. So if there's anyone out there actually looking for some cool graphics, she's someone that's really easy to work with. Hit her up, see if she can help you out. But anyway, let's check out this team. All right, as you can see, we're doing a little departure here. We're doing kind of an OU battle here, which is not something I normally do on this channel. Or, well, a third Wi-Fi battle. I can't really say what I normally do and don't do. But I still got some shenanigans. My team is it's a little different than it might seem on the surface. We'll see how this goes. But let's take a look at Christie's team. She's got the Mandibuzz, the Florges, the Azumarill, Gengar, the Fire Dog, Arcanine. I don't know why I need the Fire Dog, but it is, and the Bisharp. So I looked at her team, and it's a little bit scary to me because I've got my Uxie here, my Roserade, my Sharpedo, my Mega Sharpedo, a beast by the way. Mine isn't so much, you'll see why later, but in general, it's a good Pokemon to use as long as you don't run my kind of goofy sets. I got the Skarmory, my Aromatisse, and my boy here, Lantern. Oh my gosh, how much I love Lantern. You have no idea. Lantern. Okay, enough of that. But going into this battle, I'm obviously a little bit scared. I don't really... That Azumarill's looking really scary to me, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've got some ways around it, but between that and the Bisharp, I looked at this and I thought, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So let's just get into it, and I'll kind of explain as we go. How about that? How about that? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to lead with my Uxie right off the bat, just hoping she doesn't lead with the Bisharp. And wouldn't you know it, she's going to lead with the Bisharp. No! But that's okay. I have a plan for this. I'm going to go ahead and yawn it. Even if it kills me, at least this thing will be crippled, or it's going to have to switch out. I'll figure out what to do with it later. But she does go for the Sword Stance, which is actually kind of nice. That way I know I've got a chance here to put up my Stealth Rocks. And this thing is going to fall asleep this turn. She decides to stay in just to kill this thing off. And I'm going to go ahead and live this knockoff. Just kidding. I was never going to live that knockoff in any universe ever. But the Rocky Helmet does mean that if she had a Focus Sash, it is now broken. So, yeah. You didn't really do much, Uxie, but that's okay. Those Stealth Rocks will put on a little bit of pressure later. And Edward Scissorhands just going to sleep. And I'm going to bring in my Sharknado, and the only reason I did this was to force a switch, which you'll see it does happen to do, so that's kind of nice. Now, this thing hasn't had any turns of sleep yet, so it's guaranteed to sleep for at least one more turn when it comes back in. And she's going to go ahead and bring in Spyro Bird on my Roserade, and I'm okay with this because I'm pretty sure she's going to go for Defog to get rid of those rocks. So I'm just going to attack. because that's what Rosebud does. This is actually a Choice Scarf Roserade, so fun story there. I've got the Dazzling Gleam. It does a pretty good chunk of damage, and I'm happy with that because, as you know, Mandibuzz is Bulky McBulkerston. And yeah, the stones are gone, never to return. Uxie, your legacy does not live on very long. I'm very sorry about that, but that's okay. Now I'm going to get out of here because I do predict a switch. I think she's going to keep the Mandibuzz because it does help her out later on, and I'm going to go straight into Cuttlefish. And yeah, there's a switch now. I'm going to go right into Hot Dog. I like that name, and I also like Hot Dog. So, yeah, Hot Dog's gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna go for some shenanigans here, because, as you'll see, this isn't really my intention. The Confuse Ray... Okay, let's be clear. When I use Confuse Ray, in my mind, it's not so much for hacks, it's to force switches to prevent hacks. So, I don't know if that's better or worse on an ethical level, but as you'll see here, what it does is just cause hacks. But she does get this one Moonblast off, but you'll see later what I'm talking about. I go into Rosebud. I know I can either scare her out or get some good damage off. Now, I should have predicted this switch into Bisharp, but I did not. So I did go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb, which if I had predicted this, it would have been kind of nice to get more damage off on this thing. But either way, I know it's going to be asleep for at least one turn. So I go into Cuttlefish here. I don't really have anything to deal with this. Like I said earlier, this was the scariest thing on the team. So I go ahead and go for the Confuse Ray here. Really, I just kind of gotta whittle this thing down. But as you see, the switch happens into Florges. I should have saw that coming. Not really much I could do about this. Now, if I had Volt Switch on this thing, it would have been great. I actually run Thunderbolt, and I'm gonna have to change that because Volt Switch would have helped out so much in this battle. You learn. But I do go for Thunder Wave now to try to... Alright, so maybe that was going for hacks. I'm not going to lie. It's Confuse Ray Thunder. That is kind of a douchey thing to do. But now I'm just going to go for Scald to get damage off. And she goes in and withdraws because I think she realizes at this point that Bisharp is kind of needed. And she kind of wanted it to wake up. Now, I do go for Thunder Wave. I wouldn't say I predicted the switch. I either predicted Bisharp to wake up or a switch, and if Bisharp is paralyzed, it gives me a little more of a chance here. And yeah, I'm gonna go for Confuse Ray. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. You know, sometimes when your matchup isn't that good, you gotta try to call in the HAX God here, and the HAX God answered my prayers. Poor Florgasm, you have an awesome name, but you don't have an awesome way of getting not confused. So that is a thing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch out because I know this thing is especially defensive up the wazoo. And I'm going to go into my Rosebud, maybe to scare this thing out, or like I said, just to get some mad damage off. And Florgasm, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Quit hitting yourself! Quit hitting yourself! Quit hitting yourself!
Now, I do predict a switch here, and I kind of wish I hadn't, because I know she knows that she can take at least one Sludge Bomb to see what I'm going to do. And I'm not sure at this point if she realizes that I'm Choice Scarfed, so that's kind of a thing. But I do go for Giga Drain predicting the switch, which, you know, in hindsight isn't too bad, because I do get some of my HP back, and so it'll make this Roserade a little more useful later on. And I know Florgasm can't do anything to me. It can't toxic me, obviously, because I'm a poison type. Pokemon 101. And, yeah, Moonblast isn't going to do that much because I resist it. And so this little thing that's happening here, she's not going to win. And really, I'm not going to win because at some point she might get a wish off and be able to switch. But we're playing around with this. And, yeah, the HAX God is helping me out. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna switch because I'm not really getting anywhere. I'm gonna go into my Iron Patriot. Now, this Skarmory is a little bit different than like the normal defensive Skarmory. It's not that unusual. It's just one that you don't see that much. This is actually a sweeping Skarmory, and I should have predicted a switch into Gengar. I really should have, and that's unfortunate because my whole plan is kind of not good right now. The idea is to Swords Dance. I'm actually weak armor. I am not I am not sturdy. So the idea is the Swords Dance while taking a physical hit, which you can do with that tremendous bulk. You get a speed raise, and you just go ahead and you go ahead and Brave Bird and Iron hit everything. And that Citrus Berry is there to help me take all the recoil damage for a few more turns. But knowing I'm not going to do anything and trying to keep that thing around, maybe to handle the Forges later, I go ahead and switch into my Febreze, take that Shadow Ball. But this is where I discover my big problem. This is not a normal offensive Gengar. It is the substitute Gengar. The I'm guessing Will-O-Wisp at this point. And there it is, the Black Sludge. And now I see I've got a problem because that Shadow Ball did way too much. And all I've got to hit this thing back is a Moonblast, and that's not going to do anything. So I go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go right into my Cuttlefish, kind of predicting another Shadow Ball, actually. But she goes for the Will-O-Wisp smartly enough. I mean, that residual damage is going to put pressure on anything that comes in. So the Wish doesn't really do Bumpkiss, and the Gengar's behind a sub, and I'm here with my stupid face Cuttlefish. I'm sorry, Cuttlefish. You're not stupid face. You're just stupid. But that's okay. Now, I can't let this thing be behind a sub, so I'm trying to do the math here. I'm pretty sure I can break the sub with this Scald. I'm hoping it's not too invested in special defense, and I think I get lucky there, and it's not. So the sub's gone at least, so that's a thing. Now my goal here is to either leave without it being behind a sub or a nice chunk of damage off. Both of those I think are possible at this point. And I do, like I said, I have the Thunderbolt in this thing, so it would have done a little more damage than the Scald. But on the other hand, what I was kind of going for is to get that burn to try to prevent her from subbing up again. That way, you know, I can try to... At that point, if I did get the burn, I could bring in Aromatisse and stall this thing out. But as you can see, that does not happen. And Cuttlefish... You did good, Cuttlefish. You really did. You handled all the cuddles, and you are a fish. So... I know I'm going to die here. The Shadow Ball comes in. Yeah, Cuttlefish, it was nice knowing you. You're my fave, but you are dead. So. Now, this gives me a chance to bring in my Roserade again. And like I said, I'm not sure at this point if she knows that I'm Scarfed, but she definitely knows it now when I outspeed and go for the Shadow Ball. Boom, shaka-laka-laka, Roserade kill. Now, this is nice. That sub Gengar... Now, Gengar didn't worry me from the team preview. Once I saw a substitute, I knew I was going to have a problem. Now, this thing comes in, and I just make a kind of a risky play and just stay in and go for the Shadow Ball again. I didn't really want to switch out to begin with, but she did predict my switch for sure because she goes for the close combat. Ouch! Except not really because... I mean, it does a decent amount of damage, but a Flare Blitz definitely would have taken me out. So I'm really glad I stayed in here because this thing needs to go too. Pretty much everything on her team needs to go so that I can win. Pokemon. Now, she switches out knowing to preserve that thing, and pretty sure this Edward can take a Shadow Ball, which it can, and then banking on it waking up, go for the Sucker Punch or whatever. But I get a critical hit, and I get a special defense drop. Now, yeah, just the Defiant boost, but at this point, I'm pretty sure she switched because she's not sure she's going to wake up with her luck, and I wouldn't be either. I'd be pretty upset about that, but Florgasm is going to be able to take this thing with no problem whatsoever. Look at that. That did nothing. So, at this point in the battle, I'm not really sure what to do. Between the Bisharp and the Florgasm, I don't really have a plan. Now, as you can remember, I do have the Sharpedo in the back, and as you can see there, another Paralysis. So, I'm really... if someone in the that's watching this video wants to go ahead and count how many hacks have worked out in my favor, that'd be okay, because at this point I am feeling kind of bad, but at the same time, I am fighting an uphill battle. So any hacks that I can pull out here to my advantage, I'm just gonna kind of take them. I mean, it is Pokemon. It is what it is. But I do kind of predict a switch. So instead of going for the Iron Head, I do go for Braver, which probably would have killed either way. But at this point, I'm pretty sure something's gonna die. I actually predicted the Arcanine to switch in. So. But this is good too, because that thing was pretty scary, and bye-bye Edward Scissorhands, you were a good movie, but you are now a dead Pokemon. Now, Skarmory is kind of gone because I know this is where Hot Dog comes in. Yep. And yeah, there's not really much I can do here to do anything with this. And he goes for the Wild Charge, which I guess is kind of a safe play. I kind of expected the Flare Blitz, to be honest, but I like that animation. A little electric ball flying at you right there. Now this thing's pretty low. Rosebud is choice scarfed, so I'm not really scared of this. I know I can take out the Sludge Bomb, which I don't have to worry about using now that the Bisharp's gone, so that's pretty nice. Now here's the problem. Wait, no, not this guy. Spiral Bird's okay. Now, actually, at the time, this was a problem. I didn't know how this thing was invested. Some people like to run a little special investment in their Mandibuzz. So I don't know if that was a high roll or whatever. I wasn't confident I would take it out, but thank goodness I did. Now this Azumarill goes for the Aqua Jet here, and I guess that probably was the safer play. As you see, the Sludge Bomb does almost take it out. So if it had taken it out, if that was a low roll or whatever, then she wouldn't have gotten off any damage. So the Aqua Jet is probably the best play to make right there. And she goes for the Aqua Jet again, and I see it's leftover. So I'm wondering. I know it's not Assault Vest, and maybe it's invested a little bit of physical defense. At this point, I'm not sure the moveset. If I had to guess, I would say Aqua Jet, Waterfall, knockoff, Superpower, play rough, possibly. But as you can see here, she goes to the Aqua Jet again, so maybe not running Waterfall, maybe running Belly Jump, something like that. So that does a decent amount of damage. I am able to finish it off with the Moon Blast, but now what I was talking about before, the real problem is here. We're all going to experience the fun of a Floorgasm as it comes back out to play. And now, normally, I've got a Sharpedo in the back, and a nice and powerful Waterfall would be enough to do some good damage to this thing. But as you'll see in a moment, my Sharpedo is not the normal Sharpedo. It is a very special Sharpedo, and by special I mean like special, like the special people Sharpedo. Like it's not quite sure what it's doing. Now there is an idea here behind this Sharpedo. I'll tell you really quick what the moveset is, and you're going to see it right now. It's actually Substitute, Aqua Jet, Crunch, Ice Fang. Now, the idea is to bring this Sharpedo in kind of late game. Either force a switch, or bring it on something low. You go for the Aqua Jet to get your speed boost, or you sub on the switch and get a speed boost. And that way you're behind a sub, or you've killed something on the speed boost and you haven't wasted a protect, that kind of thing. Or that way, if someone's predicting you to protect, they set up and you just do damage that and whatever. But anyway, so I obviously don't have Waterfall. I have Aqua Jet, and that I know is not going to be enough to kill. And this Moonblast, depending on how this Forge is invested, I'm guessing there probably isn't special attack, but either way, I have no special defense investment, and I'm not sure that I can live one or two of them, and I don't know that I can take this out in one or two hits. So my goal right here, as you can probably see so far, is I'm trying desperately to get this Florges to be paralyzed. I'm hoping that one of these turns it can't attack, and so far I'm unsuccessful. So I'm just substituting until the turn that it gets fully paralyzed. I know, again, it makes me such a bad person, but I'm praying to the RNG overlords here, the HAX controllers, if you will. Game Freak, Nintendo, Pokemon, please allow me this HAX in the hour of need. Now, as you can see, it still hasn't happened, and at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose, because this thing is basically recovered up to full health. I'm here with a substitute Sharpedo, and this Florges is, yeah, as you can see, all hope is pretty dim. I'm at 1 HP, Florges is at full HP, and at this point, I can make no more subs, so I'm just like, alright, Sharknado, YOLO, let's go crunching. Let's try to take a crunch out of this Floorgasm here. And as you can see, this isn't gonna do that much. Now, HAX be with me. I get the defense drop. And HAX be with me. I get the paralysis. So Christy and I were in a Skype chat at the same time this was happening, and I don't know that I can repeat much of what was said. No, it was all appropriate, but there were a lot of capital letters. I'm going to say that. And I pull off one of the most unexpected wins with this booty shark pedo against this annoying little Forges here, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of happy about that. I wasn't happy about all the hacks I got in the rest of the battle, but that one last one, that made up for me feeling bad about it, because if nothing else, first off, to be clear, she deserved to win that battle. Not even gonna lie, the hacks be with me. It was ridiculously silly, but I'm kind of glad I won because I got a good laugh out of it. She got a good laugh out of it, and I hope that you guys also got a good laugh out of it. But anyway, if you like the battle, go ahead and like it. Subscribe if you want, if you haven't already. Do that. I'm going to be uploading a lot more to come. I've got a lot of great things in the works, so stay tuned for that. But I hope everyone's having a nice day, having a nice week, having a nice month. I know a lot of people are going back to school, and I know that's really, really cool. So I hope that's going well for all you guys. So until next time, this is Kangascloud going back to the Shroud.